picked a $600 Peerspace spot that looked perfect for my client shoot, only to show up to a guy renovating the place, Christmas decorations everywhere, and the exact setup I needed completely rearranged. I was solo, moving heavy furniture, racing the clock, and questioning all my life choices. But the video still came out spectacular. Let's break down what happened, what I do differently, and what you need to know before booking your next shoot location. Welcome to the video. My name is Leah and I am a cinematographer DP based here in Nashville, Tennessee. And today I have another behind the scenes video for you with a little bit of a pet peeve on the side, on the side of the video as well. So I'm gonna try my best because I actually filmed a good bit of this video already, but I was ranting and raving the whole time. So I started it over because I really want to focus on what went wrong, but how we adapted and overcame it, okay? And maybe throw in a little bit of advice with not trying to go too much on a rant about it again, about how you can avoid stuff like this that can very well be avoided. Can very be avoided. You just if I just give you advice, I just let you in on this stuff, just have you thinking, so you can save you some money, save you some time, and maybe even a trip to the chiropractor. So let's get into this video. Okay, so back in December, I was filming this branded video. Maybe it's not a branded video. Actually, hold on. I'm trying to remember what it was called. So I don't really know the specific title of it, but or what type this video would be. But I think, hold on. I'm computing in real time. This video was an extended offer video. This video was supposed to be played during the event, this event that my client was hosting in February of this year, early February of this year. And so there was a vibe that I was going for, which I gathered some inspiration from Frameset, and I included it in my treatment that I sent to her about like the aesthetics and just the goal with the imagery that I was going for. And it was really kind of like CEO boss, powerful girl boss, like empowerment. That's just the vibe that I was going for. And I found this Peerspace Location. It was in Germantown, and it cost $600. It was most expensive Peerspace I've gotten. I've gotten some good deals or good spaces for just like kind of like one-off, one-man band type spaces. Like the most I spent on a Peerspace Location was like $250. So this was more expensive, but I was like, that glass desk and that accent wall is everything. I don't think we can find any more perfect space that's on brand for you that wouldn't cost us money as far as like just building a set, getting a set designer and building a set, getting a space, then building a set, and all this stuff like that. Just try to figure out where we want to really invest money, and if we even have the money to invest type stuff. So we were very blessed to find this space. Yes, it was a little expensive. It was on the expensive side, but still it was perfect. It was perfect. I loved it. I had all these ideas, and I, put them out, put them all down in Milanote, and I was ready to go. I was excited. So the day came for this Peerspace Location, and street parking. That's all I'm going to say. Street parking. So it couldn't even get close to the location to unload my stuff. So street parking. That's all I have to say. That's downtown for you. And then when I got into the space, there was a construction worker. Or not construction worker, it was a remodel guy. I don't know. He was spackling something. He didn't know I was supposed to be there. I didn't know he was going to be there. It was a whole thing. Not a mean, aggressive thing. It was just like a, do I need to go? I'm so sorry type thing. It was fine, but it was just like, I've never been that type of person to be like, I spent this money, and so therefore I'm going to raise Cain because I spent this money, and everything should be perfect because I spent this money. I'm just not like that. I am not that individual that gets the wrong order from the kitchen and tells you and sends it back and makes you recook it. I will actually cook it. I'll actually eat it. and be very sad about it. I'll eat it or I won't eat it, and I'll just never come back again. That's who I am. That's the type of person I am. Does that bite me in the butt sometimes? Yes. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Am I taking advantage of a lot? Yes. But we're growing. We're getting better. But it was a happy medium of when I saw him and I came in and now, I was in the back of my head thinking my clients spent $600. It's not even me gonna get upset about this type of stuff. It's my clients spent $600 and there's a man in here working while we're supposed to be filming. But, there's a way. Hey, man, can you just, keep it down? Or can you hurry up? Whatever. There's ways. There's ways to not be mean. Whatever. So, anyway, so that happened. And as soon as I rounded the corner and I got into the space, I see the glass table, the infamous glass table. The reason that has brought me to this space was that glass table, that chair, and that accent wall. And I see it over by, I guess, the stairwell. Yeah, the stairwell, because it's a loft. And I'm like, that's probably not a good sign. That should not be right there. And I walk a little bit further because, once again, this is a loft. It's not a big space. And I see Christmas decorations everywhere and a photo booth area against that accent wall with a couch. Total opposite of the photos that I viewed, that I sent in my treatment. And we just have a huge problem. A serious, huge problem. And so I am peeved. I am livid. I'm a little angry. I'm a little upset. Yeah, and so I thinking about it today as I came in here and I set this stuff up pretty efficiently that I'm starting to think that I must have forgotten something to set. Whatever, I'll figure it out later in post, but it took me alone to set this setup, this talking head setup. It took me an hour to set up. An hour and 10 minutes, hour and 15 minutes. And that's me getting quicker, and that's me getting faster, and that's me having a little bit of the stuff here in the space. But it took me an hour, 15 minutes to set up. So if you think about me coming into this space that should already have the table in place, the chair, max and wall, obviously, and all I have to do is just set up my lights, get them dialed in, set up the camera, get it dialed in, set up the mic, get it dialed in, and stuff like that. Troubleshoot, see if I need to set some, blankets on the carpet, try to, dampen the sound since we got wooden floors and things like that, and we're using a boom mic. Just be able to troubleshoot stuff for the next hour until she arrives, because she was supposed to, arrive after I get there for an hour and I'm able to set up. Instead, I'm spending an hour because I decided this time to come by myself. It shouldn't be a problem. I thought ahead of time. It shouldn't be a problem. This is a simple shoot. It shouldn't be a problem. I should be able to handle this by myself. Yeah, big regret. Stuff like this always happens. I really have to sit down and just think, why me? But it's fine. Clearly, I've got to be strong mentally, physically, emotionally, all the things, right? Everything's practice. Try to look everything positively. But in that moment, I was pissed. And I had to move a 250-pound glass table clear across the loft back to where it needed to be, pull a couch back over across the loft, and try to keep this makeshift, I don't even know, thing that they had set up to take pictures back across the loft and not break that, because I was mad. So obviously I'm kind of manhandling everything, but I'm like, this is not my stuff, so chill out. Even though you paid for it, just chill out, breathe for 2.5 seconds. So I had to do all that, and that took some. And of course, this is when the freaking guy that was fixing stuff was gone. This is when I needed him most. He vanished. He vanished, but no, he moved. He was gone somewhere. I think he just left. No, he left and came back. But anyway, doesn't matter. I had to do all that. It took me 45 minutes to move all that. So 45 minutes has been eaten into my setup time, because don't forget, I gotta unload. I had to walk, not a country mile, but a good mile of my gear and go up a flight of steps because there's no elevator. So I'm carrying C-stands, I'm carrying bags, I'm carrying my big old what is it called, Pelican case or whatever, my gear up these steps. And then I put them over in the corner, and then now I have to move furniture. So I think a lot of bringing my gear up there, moving furniture was an hour and 15 alone. Then she arrives, she sees all this foolishness, and she's peeved as well. And so now all that's happening while she's getting ready, she's getting her hair done and everything before we shoot. Now, after an hour and 15, hour and 30 minutes, now I'm able to try to dial in my setup. And remember, we have 4 hours to shoot this piece, this talking head video, this extended offer video. And typically with videos like the ones I film here, these interviews, I do a couple takes. Now, like right now, I'm kind of just going off of like a pure adrenaline right now and the memories that I'm going on, but I have an outline. There's a lot of pauses. There's a lot of breaks. There's a lot of let me do that again, all that type of stuff. And so I did give her I had a teleprompter, so she was able to read it, so we didn't have to do too many takes, but still, you have to account for that time that you have to do a bunch of takes to get it right, to make it feel natural, to make it flow, to make it feel smooth, things like that. And so that takes time. So the more time I'm moving furniture, I'm walking up a flight of steps to bring my gear in here, and then trying to set up and dial things in. I practically, realistically have like 30 minutes to get all this stuff done. And we paid $600 for this space. Okay. So anyway, so all that happened. Somehow, some way, by the grace of God, we got it done. And like I said, I try to look at everything positively and say, you know what, this was a learning experience. If this was, hey, can you, even though you had 4 hours to get stuff done, can you just get it done and make it look great in 30 minutes? Can you make the best out of the worst situation? And so I look at it that way, is I got practice of working under pressure and just ridiculous situations, but this was something that was very unavoidable. And we're gonna talk about here later in the video. But of course, I think what you really want to see, what you really want to know, is the gear that I used and just how I got the shot. So let's talk about it. Let's get into it, because I know that's why I watch these videos. I care more about the gear, but I also want to hear about your issues and your problems too, and how you problem solve. But I do want to know what you use. Okay, so for this shoot, I packed or brought. I don't know how I say. You know what I'm talking about, guys. Stay with me. Okay. Anyway, sorry. For this shoot, I packed my Sony FX3, my Sony 35mm, my small rig watt battery, the cables, adapters, and the XLR cable, the XLR top handle, small rig tripod, my Elgato teleprompter. I brought 2 metal light stands. Well, no, I brought 1 metal light stand, and then I brought my C-stand. Then I brought the Amaran 200X, my small rig 220B, an aperture Fresnel, the aperture light dome Mark III, my Rode boom mic, and the boom arm and attachments. And so if we break down this shot, I'm gonna look at it while I talk so I remember what the heck happened. So first things first, why I didn't pack 2 cameras, or had 2 camera angles. I thought about it. I wanted to do it. And I think I even brought a second camera angle. I did. So going back to spending time moving and finagling and furnitures and whatnot, I did not have time to set up my second camera angle because the space was so tight that it was tighter than I anticipated or expected it to be. So a lot of, and also too, I forgot as well, from moving and my back just trashed at this point, there was still stuff like on the floor and in the corners that would have been in the shot that were still Christmassy. So it was just a lot of, I don't think it would took too much time to figure out how I was going to set up the second camera angle, but we just didn't have the time anymore because we spent all the time rearranging the space. So I didn't get to set up the second camera angle like I planned to, and that I packed for. So I totally forgot about that. It just hit me. So that's why I didn't have a second camera angle, and I just had one. I do remember like looking at this video, even though it came out amazing. Like I laugh, like it looks so good, even though I know it could look better, which is crazy, but it looks so good for the crap that we went through to get it. But I just remember looking back and being like, I was rushing so much trying to get that chair and everything back in there, that I remember that I wanted to move the table forward, farther away from the wall, and just to give me a little bit more shallow depth of field on that backdrop on that wall. And I just remember trying to set up the light as well, that's like kind of like it's illuminating behind her head. I wanted to shoot that, but I had to move that actually and shoot it. I thought I could, like, what is it called? I thought I could put it against the wall and shoot down, and it was just too tight. It was like the legs, or the what is it called? The light stand was going to be in the shot, so I had to like take it kind of like over beside my key light and shoot it at the wall. But still, like, I look back and I was like, I just wanted so bad to move that desk forward and just give us even more shallow depth of field, because I feel like that accent wall is like in focus too much, and I didn't like that, and I didn't want that, but I just didn't have time to like finagle and play with it. Like today, another reason I'm like, took an hour and 15 to set up this talking head shot was just me playing with stuff and finagling and dialing it in, just taking the time. That's why I have like 4 or 5 hours in this studio, and it's just because I want to have time to just like nitpick stuff and make sure that it's darn near perfect before I start shooting. And that's what I wanted to do in here, and that's why I opted for 4 hours, for more than other reasons, but definitely for that reason, just to nitpick, just to get something like that dialed in. I would love to move that forward. Another problem that we ran into was like just EQ. The room, was echoey because it's wooden floors, and that would have been nice. I would have probably grabbed some pillows or something like that and put it underneath her. I don't know, man. The reverbs might have still had a problem because of the glass table. It's kind of like a window, so that might have been a problem. And that's another thing too. I believe I did hack my Rode microphones just in case, and be like, hey, that sounds a little bit echoey. Let's just opt out of the boom microphone and let's just use a lapel. But I have the Rycoat stickies, and I would have just stuck it underneath her jacket and hid that Rycoat microphone just to help with that, with EQ, with echo, because of that glass table and the reverb from the glass, because it's like a window. And that's what I would have done. That's what I would have loved to done. Did whatever. Good. I can't think. Oh my gosh. But still, that's was my goal. But despite all that, and I hate the white wall to the right. That really is, ugh. That's another thing too. I had my 35, but I believe I brought my 20. No, I brought my 50 just to make it tight if I had to, or my zooms. I did bring a zoom, and so that's something I could have looked at if I had time to play with, and just be like, I want that shot to be tighter. I think there was a point that I did, like in post, want to bring it in tight, but it just did not make sense. There was no glass table, and I wanted you to know that she was like, professional and stuff like that. And I think we even brought laptops and everything to make it look like she was at her desk and talking. There's so much stuff that we wanted to do, which is like, the video looks amazing, right? The video looks great. You would never know all the stuff that we wanted to do, that we were planning to do, but we did not have time to do because of foolishness. But still though, my guy Miguel, I think I messed that man's up. Marquez. If his name is like Marcus and I just called him Miguel, way off. Sorry. But yeah, he did a great job. Maybe I can ask him if he has the video of like the final video with the overlays and like the lower, just the graphics that he put over this video. He just made it he made it look so good. But yeah, other than that, it looks really good. I really liked it. Just her skin tone, how like she did an amazing job on her makeup before we did this. Like, she's just glowing. There is a glare you see in her glasses, and I would have loved. This is one of those things too where it's just like, I was just rushing. I know better, and to get rid of that glare in her glasses would have just been me lifting and tilting my key light. So all I need to do is raise it up some more and tilt it down directional, and that would have gotten rid of the glare in her glasses, because she said she loved her glasses. That's her thing. She wants to wear it, and it's kind of like a nervous thing too. So she wanted her glasses, and I get that. That's like me and my hats. It's nerve-wracking, but yeah. Other than that, yeah, It was she had a teleprompter. She was able to read. We didn't have to do a lot of takes or anything like that. And I liked how it came out, despite everything we went through to get this shot. And so there's that. So that was that really sucked. That really sucked, but it is what it is, though. I'm trying to think, did I give you guys any more insight or any more advice that would be helpful? Oh, the Fresnel. The aperture Fresnel was what I used to shoot and control the spill of the light or the spread of the light on that wall. Love the Fresnel. I hope that breakdown was helpful. I really do. But let me just give some advice. Clearly, as I was ranting and raving for good reason, all the stuff that I went through and experienced with this Peerspace location is that I'm not even gonna say, if you pay $6,000, you don't have to deal with this type of stuff. If you go on Amway, whatever it is, you don't run into these problems. It's not even that. It's just there are people on Peerspace, because I've run into two issues now. Actually, when I was thinking about recording this video today, of another issue that I ran into on Peerspace, where I had a guy, I paid my money, I was ready, prepared to book, cleared the schedule. This is before I came back in here to shoot stuff. I was going to start shooting at this Peerspace in a different one. It was beautiful, natural. It was just, love the space. Had it booked, paid my money, and then it got canceled. Then I got my money back, but it got canceled. And of course, I'm now scrambling, trying to find another shoot location. And maybe your girl was just tired of getting ran over or something. Felt like she was getting taken advantage of or something. I just DM'd and I was like, hey, why'd you cancel my booking? What's going on? Oh, I'm moving. I don't live in that space anymore. And I'm like, so why is it still posted on Peerspace? Oh, I've been meaning to take it down. I just hadn't done it yet. And it's just bro, thank God it was my own shoot, my own personal shoot, my own personal thing I was creating. But if it was a client, and granted, I always think you have to now, for sure. I'm learning for sure, but from just personal experience with my own stuff, but just always have a backup and a backup to the backup to the backup to the backup. But still though, if my heart it was set on this, and I knew this spot would be perfect for the look and the vibe that I was going for, and it was on brand, for you to cancel just because you haven't taken it off Peerspace as a location that can be used is you guys are killing me. And it's always somebody who lives in the space, or it's just used for 50 different things. It's this is not just what it's used for. It's I just keep running into problems with people who live in the space, or are using it to rent out 5 different types of stuff, instead of just it being hey, this is just for photography. This is just for product photo shoots and stuff like that. This is what it's used for. It's just, I even think about the first Peerspace location we rented for our podcast, the all white one. It was great until it wasn't, when they were next door drilling stuff, and you could just hear everything that was going on. It was I can't, oh my gosh. And so it's just this Peerspace location was listed and said it was for video production, it was for podcasting, so I'm assuming that maybe, I don't see through the pictures that there's some sound treatment. And obviously the layout was always going to look the same. Maybe they changed the chair. Maybe they changed they swapped out the glass desk to something else because it broke and whatever. But it still should look like the photos, not be a party scene that is changed throughout the seasons. And that was something, when I came back and I read through everybody's reviews, oh, this is great for my son's graduation party. This was great for my team building meeting. And it was who's doing video in here? And why is it listed as such? And so I'm not going to sit over here and fuss and gripe and say, that Peerspace should do a better job of vetting and all that stuff. I'm going to tell you, as the consumer, as somebody who's going to rent and look at these spaces, is to really, really look through what people say. If you see a lot of people talking about parties, or better yet, if the space is somebody uses it for a party, they use it for everything. Don't just proceed with caution. Because I will say, like, places, you know, on Amway, whatever it is, I can never say the name, but you know what it is. You know, it'll say this is a video projector. You know, this is for instance, I was looking at kitchens to film in for a chef, and they have kitchens that are just strictly for video projector. The lighting's already set. It's on a stage, but like the oven and the stove, everything is working condition. You can, in middle all the stuff, you can do a TV show, whatever. That is what it's made for. You do pay a lot, but that is what it's meant for. You don't have to worry about somebody in there throwing a party, being rearranged, all that stupid stuff that I had to deal with. And so that is my caution. That is my advice, that when a space is used for 30 different things, you're probably going to run into issues. And the sad part about it is you're going to spend a lot of money and you're still going to run into issues. So if you want to save you some money, save you some time, and not be irritated like me and have to leave a passive aggressive review, but honest, of just like, this is not that space. Take the video production and podcasting space. It's just a partying venue. It's just for parties. Just host parties there, and you'll have a great time. You'll have no problems. Do not shoot, film, videos, take photos in here, because you're going to be disappointed and nobody's going to give you your money back, or at least give half of your money back, or like at least give you 2 hours for free if you come back to just reshoot or something. Just don't. Just leave the multi-purpose locations alone. If it's not strictly photo, video, and that's all that's been done there, that's all you see is done there, leave it alone. Save your money. Especially if you're in the beginning and this is all you have, and you pretty much gambling, and you just got to spend the money and hope you get it back. Hopefully something pops off, whatever. That's a lot. That's a lot to spend and it not work out, or, you know. And to think if I spent $600, you know, 5 or 6 years ago when I was like really starting and understanding that, and wouldn't have known how to adapt, wouldn't have known how to pivot, I would just been out of luck, and I most likely would have lost a client. So there's that. That's my testimony. That's my 2 cents. And so I hope it helps, and you can go get a cart at Aldi with the 25 cents I just gave you. So there's that. Oh my gosh. So as always, I hope this video was helpful. Hope it wasn't, you know, I don't care if it was too much of a rant and I was giving my 2 cents. I needed to vent. I need to get that off my chest. Okay, and I hope it helps you when you're renting a Peerspace location for your next shoot, to really do more research than I did. I thought I did a good job researching. Apparently I did not. So yeah. So I hope that was helpful. Of course, there's more videos like this coming up. I feel like I've done like 30 of them at this point. I might change it up. You never know with me. But it's more from where that came from. So like and subscribe, share with a friend, because sharing is caring. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. I love you even though I don't know you.